The Australian Open gets started on January 14th. What an exciting time to be alive if you're a tennis fan. This is going to be a great tournament to watch. Can't wait to see how things are going to play itself out. And I know ahead of the tournament, right, everybody's kind of all excited, to see who's going to be that underdog that makes a big run and who has a very good shot of being a long shot to win this tournament. So just like I did on the women's side of things today, on the men's side, we're talking about the players that have a long shot of winning the tournament, or at least have a very good shot of making a very deep run and turning a lot of heads and making things really interesting. So let's get this video started with the guy that did just what we're talking about here in the U.S. Open late in 2023, and that is Ben Shelton. Obviously, he had a great tournament there. He's riding a lot of momentum coming into 2024 here. Can he keep that momentum rolling is the question. But we know off of that great showing that he's obviously a guy that has a lot of eyeballs on him for this tournament. And we know that that big serve of his can give a lot of people fits. So he's a guy to keep an eye on here as a long shot to win this 2024 Australian Open. Another guy, another American, Frances Tiafoe. How about him? Yeah, we know he could do it on the hard courts, right? He's a guy that's made runs in the U.S. Open before, making the semifinals there. And back in 2019, he made the quarterfinals at the Land Down Under in the Australian Open. So we know that he's good on the hard courts. He's had at least in the U.S. Open, back-to-back years of having strong showings there. So he's a guy that I expect to, at least as long as on a hard court, to be in the mix of things there. Not to mention, he's a very tough guy to put away, right? He's going to be coming ready to play. He's going to be active as all hell out there on the tennis court. So he's a guy, I think, that give a lot of people some problems. The big thing with him, though, is I think for at least this tournament anyway, he's going to need to have the right draw to make a deep run in it. Could he get out of the early opening rounds? Sure, but when things get later on, he might need an upset or two somewhere maybe to make a really deep push within this tournament, especially being the first tournament of the year with a lot of people being fresh in it. Now another guy. Here's a guy, might get some pushback for putting him on the list, considering he's currently the world number 10 player, but that's Taylor Fritz. The reason why I'm putting him on this list is we haven't really seen him make a deep run within a major championship, but he has all the tools to do it, and I think that's the important thing here. He's a guy that can play at a high level. We've seen him play at high levels in the past. Can he do it in a major championship is going to be the question here if he's going to want to make a run towards getting a first Grand Slam there. But listen, he's played well on the hard courts. We know he's going to have a nice little fan base. That Netflix documentary Breakpoint did a lot for him in that regard there. I thought a lot of fans really enjoyed his story, got to see what he's like on and off the court there. So I think it'd be some soft spots for some people with Taylor there. I think that may help factor in. He may have some crowd noise behind him whenever he's playing there. But again, big question here. Can he get over that hump? We're going to get the answer to that question here in a few days here. So let's see what Taylor could do. Again, I get that he's a world number 10 player, but still hasn't made that deep run in a major championship. So we'll find out if he could do it. And now finally, last guy here on the list. And again, this is one I'm sure is going to, again, get some pushback for, but it's going to be Matteo Berrettini. We know he's a great player. He's one of the best in the world, but we haven't seen a lot from him, right? He's been hurt. We don't even know if he's going to play in this tournament, which is why I actually put him on the list. As the day I'm recording this video, we know that he's had to pull out of a few things here in the early stages of 2024. But irregardless of that, he's a guy that if he does play in the tournament, if he decides to give it a go, could be dangerous in it. Right? We know he's a former Wimbledon runner-up. He's an former Australian Open semifinalist. We know he's been a top 10 player in the world before. Just health is going to be his thing. And we know he's a steady player. He's a guy that nobody wants to go against. If he's healthy, he can make a run. Is he healthy? That's the question. If he's healthy, don't be surprised to see him as a guy that's probably going to end up having a lower seed just from the inactivity that we've seen out of him. He's a guy that, if he does have a lower seed, can make a deep run within this tournament. So that's my thoughts here about some long shots here to win the 2024 Australian Open. Let me know what you guys think. I know there's a lot of names floating out there, a lot of people to debate on, but it's going to be a fun tournament. Really can't wait to see how it plays out. Of course, with Novak Djokovic there, Rafa Nadal coming back, Carlos Alcaraz in the mix. Let's not forget about Jannik Sinner. A lot of big names in this tournament. Just can't wait to see it. It's going to be a fun time to watch tennis. So let me know what you guys think, though, about long shots to win it.